Otro día más, otra oportunidad de mejorar, de prepararnos mejor para nuestra entrevista. El día de hoy les tengo un reto, les tengo otro video con todas las preguntas mezcladas. De esta manera ustedes están constantemente atentos y sobre todo afinan el oído. Lo único que les voy a pedir como siempre es que me ayuden a que este video se distribuya dándole un like para que le llegue a todas las personas que están en el proceso de la ciudadanía. Y recuerda que si estás en el proceso de la ciudadanía tienes que estar suscrito a este canal para que no te pierdas ninguno de los videos que subimos constantemente, prácticas y todos los temas que tienen que ver con la ciudadanía. También recuerda seguirnos en nuestra cuenta de Instagram, ciudadanía_ahora. En ella vas a encontrar mucha información, muchas técnicas, hacemos prácticas en vivo, nos reunimos muchas personas, pongo historias de personas que han pasado a su entrevista y otros temas más. Muy bien amigos, sin nada más que decir, hagamos la práctica del día de hoy. Mucha suerte. Have you ever made any misrepresentation to obtain any public benefit in the United States? Are either of your parents U.S. citizens? What is the name of the national anthem? Have you ever not filed a federal, state, or local tax return since you become a lawful permanent resident? What is your phone number? Did you ever receive any type of military, paramilitary, or weapons training? What is one reason colonists came to America? Have you ever registered to vote in any federal, state, or local election in the United States? Do you understand the full oath of allegiance to the United States? When was the last time that you traveled out of the United States? And for how many days were you out of the United States in this last trip? Were you ever a member of, or did you ever help, serve, or otherwise participate in any of the following groups? Military unit, paramilitary unit, police unit, self-defense unit, vigilant unit, rebel group, guerrilla group, militia, insurgent organization. Are you currently employed? Where do you work? What do you do in your job? Name one problem that led to the Civil War. Have you ever been a member of, involved in, or any way associated with any organization, association, fund, foundation, party, club, society, or similar group in the United States or in other location in the world? Have you ever gambled illegally or received income from illegal gambling? What is your spouse's name? Can you please spell his or her name? Were you ever involved in any way with any of the following? Please answer yes or no. Genocide, torture, killing or trying to kill someone, badly hurting or trying to hurt a person on purpose. Forcing or trying to force someone to have any kind of sexual contact or relations. Not letting someone practice his or her religion. When did you submit your application for the citizenship? Have you ever lied to any U.S. government official to gain entry or admission into the United States or to gain immigration benefit while in the United States? Why do you want to become a U.S. citizen? Do you support the Constitution and form of government of the United States? Do you have any children? What is the color of your eyes? What are two cabinet level positions? Are you a male who live in the United States between your 18th and 26th birthday? Do you understand what an oath is? If the law requires it, are you willing to perform non-combat services in the U.S. Armed Forces? What is your marriage status? Have you traveled out of the United States in the last 5 years? Where did you travel to? Who traveled with you? Can you please give me the date that you came back to the United States? Were you ever a worker, volunteer, soldier, or did you otherwise ever serve in any of the following: prison or jail? Prison camp, detention facility, labor camp, any other place where people were forced to stay. What happened at the Constitutional Convention? Okay, can you please raise your right hand? Do you swear and affirm that the statements you will give and provide today will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you. Did you ever recruit, enlist, conscript, or use any person under 15 years of age to do anything that help an armed force or group? What is your social security number? Have you ever claimed to be a U.S. citizen? What is your full legal name? Were you ever a part of any group, or did you ever help any group, unit, organization to use weapons against any person or threaten to do so? Have you ever voted in any federal, state, or local election in the United States? Between March 23, 1933 and May 8, 1945, did you work for or associate in any way with the Nazi government of Germany? Are any of your children U.S. citizens? How old are your children? What's your relationship with your children? Do you ever sell, give, or provide weapons to any person or help another person sell, give, or provide weapons to any person? What is the capital of your state? And what is the color of your hair? Did you ever use any person under 15 years of age to do anything that help or support people in combat? Who is in charge of the executive branch? Do you now have or do you ever had inheritance title or an order of nobility from any foreign country? Do you understand what you hear today? Why are you here today? Have you ever committed, assisted in commit or attempt to commit a crime or offense for which you were not arrested? What is your height and your weight? Have you ever been married to more than one person at the same time? Is your spouse a U.S. citizen? Have you ever been placed in an alternative sentencing or a rehabilitate program? Can you please give me your address? How long have you been living at this address? Have you ever persecuted any person because of race, religion, national origin, membership in a particular social group, or political opinion? Have you ever been arrested, cited, or detained by any law enforcement officer for any reason? If the law requires it, are you willing to perform work of national importance under civilian directions? Have you ever called yourself a non-U.S. resident on a federal, state, or local tax return since you become a lawful permanent resident? How many times have you been married? Have you ever been a member of or any way associate, either directly or indirectly, with the Communist Party? With any other totalitarian party? With a terrorist organization? How long have you been working at this place? Have you ever been removed, excluded, or deported from the United States? Have you ever been ordered removed, excluded, or deported from the United States? Have you ever been placed in removal, exclusion, rescission, or deportation proceedings? Are removal, exclusion, rescission, or deportation proceedings currently pending against you? Are you willing to take the full oath of allegiance to the United States? Can I see your permanent resident card, your passport, and your ID? Have you ever been declared legally incompetent or being confined into a mental institution? Have you used a different name? If the law requires that, are you willing to bear arms on behalf of the United States? Have you ever been in jail or prison? Would you like to change your name? Have you ever been a prostitute or procured anyone for prostitution? Where were you born? Have you ever served in the U.S. Armed Forces? What is your date of birth? How long have you been married? Do you now owe any federal, state, or local taxes? Have you ever advocated, either directly or indirectly, the overthrow of any government by force or violence? Have you ever been charged with committed attempting to commit or assisted in committing a crime or offense? Have you ever been convicted of a crime or offense? Have you ever received a suspended sentence, being placed in probation, or being paroled? Have you ever been a habitual drunkard? Have you ever married someone in order to obtain an immigration benefit? Have you ever helped anyone to enter or try to enter the United States illegally? Have you ever failed to support your dependents or pay alimony? Have you ever given any U.S. government official any information or documentation that was false, fraudulent, or misleading? Muy bien, espero que te haya ido excelente con esta práctica. Si se te hizo un poco difícil, hazlo una y otra vez. Es bueno practicar con las preguntas mezcladas. De esta manera uno se va midiendo constantemente. Recuerden que lo que se mide se puede mejorar. Si tienes tu entrevista esta semana, te deseo toda la suerte del mundo. Si no la tienes, pues síguete preparando y nos vemos en el próximo video. Que estén bien. Hasta luego.